Hi, welcome to Pardon My Frenchie. This is me, 143. If you don't have a friend, you have one now. Welcome to another edition of the Kitchen Editions where the Frenchies have taken over today, and we are talking about how to keep our breath smelling fresh when guests come over. Yes, keeping our breath smelling fresh. Isn't that right, Rosie? Everybody wants fresh breath when people come over, and sometimes we don't have time to brush our teeth before guests come over. And it's easy. These are nice, easy treats that do not take a long time, and they're made with fresh ingredients, and easy to make. You can make a bunch of them, keep them in your fridge, and before a guest comes over, I give the girls one of them, and their breath smells minty, just like they chewed a piece of gum right before people come over. So poor Coco's looking at me like her breath never stinks, and it doesn't, right, Coco? But anyways, so these are fun, easy treats. Like I said, that's a good thing about these recipes that I make. I do them remotely on here with my little dog treat maker, with my little blender. These are all things that can be made right in your kitchen. You can use an oven. I love my little dog treat maker. Again, go try looking at your Goodwill, or just go to Target, go to Walmart. They sell these out there. Easy peasy, and they cook up quick. So these are easy ingredients, cheap ingredients. You can make a lot of these, store them, freeze them, and then pull them out when you need them. And it's 10 times cheaper than going to the store and buying them. And you know what's going in to your treats. So you're not relying on what a company's putting into your food for your dog. You know what you're doing. And again, you can incorporate your family, and it's fun. It's something fun, and you're making it with love. And that's even better, in my opinion. So I always say all of my recipes will never have anything that will harm your dog. And I mean that. This recipe is the same way. And it does have an ingredient that we will talk about in a little bit more detail when we get to it. So anyways, let's get started. This is a dog treat that will make their breath smell wonderful. So it is a minty dog treat. So let's get started. And again, this is one that we're going to use our dog treat maker, or you can use the oven, which just, again, you can get little like cookie cutters and make them out, roll it out and put in little cookie shapes or whatever you want to do, and throw it in the oven for 350 for 20 minutes, and they cook up just the same. So if you don't have a dog treat maker, either way, they cook up great, and friends and family will love them. Just make sure you store them, because again, these are all natural, fresh ingredients, and like I said, dogs go crazy for them. So let's get started. First thing that is always usually a staple in these we're going to use our 2.5 cups of rolled oats, and I'm going to use my NutriBullet again, because I've said this before. When we're using rolled oats in dog treats, they tend to fall apart if you do not grind them up. And when you grind them up, it makes more like a floury paste. So we want to do that first. So I'm going to take this 2.5 cups and throw it into my thing here, my NutriBlender, and get these in here. And I'm going to make it into more of a flour first, so that it's easier for us to maneuver when it comes time to put them into the treat maker, and so that they don't fall apart. I've done it in the past, and again, they fall apart, and it doesn't look very pretty. And so we don't want that. We want something that actually looks nice and pretty. So let me get this here. And we'll get that there. All right. So I'm going to put the top on here, and we're going to grind this up for a couple seconds. So you'll see how nice it looks. Once it gets through, it takes a couple seconds for it to go. So once it does, it'll have like more of a floury look. And I love these NutriBullets. You can get a regular, like a food processor or a blender, but I really do like these NutriBullets because they do go fast. They they do go pretty fast. So, oops. It's almost done. Almost done, almost done. I'm actually excited about this recipe because I didn't try it out ahead of time. So you're going to see the end result when I see the end result. Which is what I did that one time too. But I kind of like that. I like the element of surprise sometimes. And I like kind of doing the dog treat. I'm going to shake this up just a little bit because I see some oats still in the top there. Make sure I get everything. Oops. Just to make sure I have everything in there. But I like the dog treat thing because, again, I buy greenies or other fresh breath dog treats a lot of times for the dogs. And it can get pretty pricey. I mean, granted, they're great products, absolutely. And I don't, I don't think that, I don't think that people should, use these to replace those by any means. Or if you have something by your vet, something your vet prescribed, I don't know if I'd totally replace that. Because a lot of those have the ridges on there that, supposedly get tartar off the teeth and all that. And these don't do that. These just keep the breath fresh, just like a dog treat would. So, I mean, that's, if you want to continue to use things that have the ridges, that clean their teeth as they chew, that's fine too. These are just keeping their breath fresh as they eat them. So anyway, so as you can see, made a great like floury paste to them. So I'm going to get that in my bowl. Get that all out of here. And so our next ingredient, and this is the ingredient that we're going to talk about kind of in a little bit of detail, is, I'll leave that open because we're going to use that again. The one that we're going to kind of talk about in detail here is our friend parsley. Parsley. Let's talk parsley for a quick second because I always say that I will never put any kind of ingredient into these recipes that will harm your dog. There are two types of parsley, and this is something that I want you to really, really remember. Curly parsley, which is this type of parsley, and I'll put it up next to my head as well. Curly parsley, and you will see it when you go shopping in the grocery store. Curly parsley is safe for your dogs. It's very good for your dogs. It's safe for your dogs. Italian parsley, which is more flat parsley, is toxic for your dogs. We do not want Italian parsley. No to Italian parsley. We love Italian people. We love Italian food. We love Italian greyhounds. We do not like Italian parsley. No to Italian parsley. It is very toxic for your dogs. So if you're making this recipe, you go shopping, they don't have curly parsley, only Italian parsley, do not get Italian parsley. Leave it out of the recipe. Go for kale, put something else in there. Do not put Italian parsley into this recipe. Italian parsley, again, is highly toxic for your dogs. So only curly parsley, curly parsley. And again, it's actually marked curly parsley. That is the only type of parsley that we want into this recipe. The only type of parsley that is good for your dogs. Again, we want our dogs safe. So that is why I use those analogies as well. I want you to remember that no to Italian parsley. We do not want Italian parsley. So we are only using curly parsley on this, and it's going to be half a cup. So half a cup of curly parsley, and we don't want the stems. We just want basically the tops. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to put that into my bullet here. Half a cup of that, half a cup of curly parsley, not Italian, no Italian parsley. I'm going to keep repeating that because that's how important it is to me that we don't get that one. And again, I'm going to put a picture of it up there so you see, but when you go shopping for it, it will specifically say Italian parsley and it will specifically say curly parsley. So trust me, you'll see that you can't really mix it up, which is good. All right, next one is going to be a 4th cup of mint, which smells amazing. Again, if you have a garden that has mint in it, I know several people that have beautiful gardens. Grab, a 4th cup of mint out of your gardens. We're not using the stem, we're just using the tops. And this I had to go to the grocery store to get. Just take the leaves off of there, and I'm going to put that into the bullet as well. So get that in there. Smells so good. Smells so good. Nice and fresh. Fresh, which is what we want. Fresh. Okay. So then our next ingredient is going to be a 3rd cup of coconut oil. Now remember, with coconut oil comes in that solid form, and we have to heat it up in order to make it into the liquid form. So we want it in the liquid form, and I've already heated it up prior to starting this video. So I've got it liquefied, and I'm going to dump it in here right now. And there that goes. That again is going to be a 3rd cup of coconut oil dumped in there. Again, coconut oil, extremely good for your dogs, for their coats, for their systems. Our next is going to be a banana. We're going to do 1 full banana. If I can open it up, we're going to want 1 banana. Get that in there. The riper, the better. Unfortunately, my grocery store didn't have 2 ripe bananas, so I'm going to get that all in there. Throw that guy in there. And then, last but not least, we've got 1 egg. 1 egg is going to go in there. So, crack. Get that in there. Ooh. And you can also throw the eggs if you want to throw some eggs. That makes it entertaining for cooking. All right. So we've got all those in there. And I'm going to put the top on here. We're going to mash all this together real quick. All right. And it's going to take a minute to get through all the greens in there as well. So that's good, because we've got a lot of oats to mix up too. It's getting nice. Again, that mint smells so good. When you can get fresh mint, it smells so good. Your dog's breath will smell so good. People will come over and be like, wow, what do you do to your dog? But if you're a dog lover like me, I never really notice anyways. I always notice the dog. I'm going to shake this up a minute. Make sure I got everything, and then I'm going to do it one more time. Make sure we got everything in there. Make sure we get all of the greens in there really chopped up well. I'm sure the dogs are going to love it. Because it looks really good. It smells so good. that looks nice and perfect. Looks perfect is what it looks like. I'm going to take that out of there. All right, I'm going to take this off. And I'm going to pour this in with my rolled oats that I put in there earlier. We're going to mix this all around. All around. So this is all the good stuff in here. All the good stuff that is going to keep the dogs fresh and healthy. And then we're going to put it in our treat maker to start cooking. And so nothing like the feeling of doing these recipes and making them, I don't know, making these recipes out of love for your dog. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And I love finding new things, you know, that just you never really thought about before. That are simple, easy, not that expensive. I mean, budget friendly and simple, don't take a long time. I mean, I'm a very, very busy person. So, you know, a time saver is huge for me. If I can save some time, you know, that's a win-win for me, especially for me, because I'm always on the run, especially now that school's back in, you know, that's really big for me. So, because, you know, I've got that on top of 15 other million things that I've got to do. So I use my fork here to get through some of this other stuff, but it is looking great. And especially, like I said, you can do this in the oven as well. This, grab me a paper towel. You can do it in the oven as well. It's making quite a nice base that you can put out, and oops, I'll leave that for later. It's putting out a nice base that you can roll out and take your cookie cutters, or I mean, again, if you don't have any cookie cutters, you can just use a pizza cutter and do lines and, you know, make it any way you want to make it. I mean, these would be really cute at Christmas and different holidays if you wanted to do little dog gifts, because I mean, they are green. So, or St. Patrick's Day would be a cute one. I mean, if you really wanted to get, you know, that creative, or if you were one of those people that, you know, maybe have a friend that their birthdays are around, you know, St. Patrick's Day, you can, you know, give somebody a gift like that. I'm going to put a little bit of water in here just to pick up some of this extra, just a little bit of water, pick up some of this extra of the oats that are in here. Probably, I don't know, maybe a third, or not a third, maybe a fourth cup of water, just to pick up some of the extra oats that were left behind. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Almost there, and then we'll start getting this in our treat maker. But it looks great. Looks great. This looks great. So, and again, it looks like it makes a lot. So I'm sure I'm going to get a good deal of treats out of here, which is even better, because I don't like to put in, you know, I don't like to put in work and not get treats. I've found that in the past, that I've pulled recipes and sometimes you know, get like 6 treats and it's like, why did I put in all that work? I guess you can, you know, you can always double recipes and that's fine, but you don't find that out until after you put in all the work to it. So it's kind of a bummer, but anyways, all right, I'm going to get it in my treat maker right now. We're going to see how this all goes. So start putting this in here, and like I said, it's got a nice green color, actually like greenies. So That should be interesting. And again, doesn't have to be perfect. You know, our dogs are happy with whatever anyways. You know, they just love us the way we are. That's the whole beauty of unconditional love, right? I think that's a reason why people tend to like dogs more than other humans, because they're not judgy. They're not as judgy as we are. Although cats can be judgy. They can be very judgy. And I do like cats. Cats are great too. I just like picking on them because they have very, very big personalities. I used to have a cat a long time ago. I had two cats. But one main cat I had a long time ago, and she was great. I had her for almost 22 years. Almost 22 years I had her. And but she was one. She had a very strong personality. So, but yeah, and then after that I just always had dogs. I always just stuck with dogs. I had boxers for a long time, and growing up, and I had them growing up, and then in my adult life I had boxers. And then after I lost my last boxer, who was Harley, I still have Lola, of course. She's my boxer. But then, you know, it was kind of hard. It was kind of hard to get another boxer after that. So we were looking for another breed of you know, dog, because my son had wanted a dog, and somebody had mentioned the French Bulldog. I had never had a French Bulldog before, so we kind of done some research on it, and came across Rosie, and Rosie just kind of won our hearts over. I mean, so you know, you've seen videos of Rosie, how goofy the little potato is. So she won our little hearts over, and after I got Rosie, I felt the need to adopt Coco, and that's where it all kind of spiraled from there. I really fell in love with that breed, and or the French Bulldog breed. They're, you know, kind of like the boxer. They have this great personality, great personality. Oh, I just dropped that. They have this great personality, and you know, it's interesting that the type of breeds that people, you know, become attracted to, or you know, either they grew up with them all their lives, or you know, they grew up with them all their lives, or you know, something attracted them to the breed. You know, because I know people that are like German Shepherd people, or Rottweiler people, or you know, Golden people. So, but it's always something. It's always usually something that put people right back to, you know, typically adopting the same breed, or Basset Hounds, or you know, whatever, Dachshunds, or. But the good news is that everybody usually has something, and every dog usually needs a home. So that's the beauty of it. And same thing with cats. Cats all need a home too. So that's the beauty of it. That is the beauty of it. Every dog, every breed has their own thing. So, all right, I'm almost done getting this put in here. Kind of sloppy, but it's normally how I do it when I'm on the show. All right, I'm going to got those in here. We're going to let that cook for a second. Kind of clean this up. I'm going to reiterate one more time on the parsley. We're only going with curly parsley, not Italian parsley. And again, these are dog treats that are going to make your dog's breath smell good. The other recipe that I'm going to have on is going to be the gummy version of the dog treat that makes your dog's breath smell good. So we're going to have the gummy version and then this version as well. So, which is great. because the gummy version's easy as well. And again, your kids can help you. You can do it by yourself. These are 1, 2, 3 recipes. That recipe does not have parsley in it. So if you're afraid of the whole, worrying about mixing up the parsley, again, you don't need to add it. If you don't want to add it, don't add it. You don't have to. Parsley is good for dogs, just not that one. So don't let it, I'm trying to scare you. I'm trying to scare you a little bit because I want you to remember it's the Italian parsley you don't want. So I'm trying to scare you a little bit because I don't want you to make that mistake. That's why I keep reiterating it. And I don't want you to get to the store and be like, what was that one she said that, not to get? Yeah, it's the Italian one. We don't want Italian. So we love Italian everything else. We just don't love the Italian parsley when it comes to putting it in our dog treats. So we want everything as healthy and as safe as possible because we want to keep them healthy and as safe as possible because we love them. And we want them to not only have good smelling breath, but we want them to have healthy, safe lives as well because that's the important thing. Even though Rosie should not worry about Italian parsley because she's eating a box right now for some odd reason. And I don't know why she's doing that. And I don't know, Coco is just milling around doing something she probably shouldn't be doing either. So anyways, that is the French Bulldog's life because I don't know. That's what these kids like to do. I just, they're a mess. Dogs are a mess. And I think that's what I love about them. That's what I absolutely, absolutely love about them. So anyways, all right, let's check in on these. I'm going to give a quick peek to see. Let's see what we're looking at here. Oh, there. We're done. Look how quick that is. See, I've said it once, I've said it twice, I've said it probably 200 times. I love these treat makers. Quick and easy and 1, 2, 3. So I am going to try to, I'm going to clean this off because I don't want that on there. I'm going to clean that off and I'm going to take this out so I can show you just how nice that looks. Now, granted, I did put these in rather quickly and not great looking. So they're very hot, very, very hot. But put these here, and I'll take a picture of them as well and have them up next to my head. So they're very, very hot. But here, so you can see they're and they smell so good. Smell so good. Yeah, I probably should have put these in here a little nicer. And I probably will on the next batch. But yeah, they look so nice. They look so nice. But yeah, I just absolutely fabulous. Yeah, probably on the next one I will make it look a little nicer when I put these in. But healthy. I would let the dogs try them right now, but they are extremely hot, which is why I'm not going to take any more out because I will burn my fingers too much. So I'm not going to do that. But anyways, yeah, they look amazing. They look so good. So anyways, but I will have the recipe in the comment section below. Please hit the like, comment, and share button. Please tell all your friends about the channel. If you don't have a friend, you have one now. Till next week, please stop by again. And I have shared this recipe with you so that you can feed the dog. And now the dog is fed. So until next time, take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.